You can use the quick shots on the DJI Mini 2 to get some really cinematic footage and make your travel videos or your vacation videos or your exploring videos look amazing. Today I want to show you how to do that. Because the Mini 2 is so small and lightweight, it makes it one of the best travel drones currently on the market. I think it shoots great, high quality 4K video, it shoots really good photos, and it fits easily into almost any travel bag and takes up next to no space, even with 3 extra batteries and the remote controller. And because you get so much flight time with 3 batteries, you can get almost an hour and a half of flight time, which is fantastic for such a tiny drone. While the Mini 2 doesn't have any sort of active track features, if you pre-plan your shots, you can still get some really fantastic footage that gives you a really natural view of you in the location that you're in and enjoying whatever sort of activities you want to enjoy when you're out and about doing things. For example, you can use a drone to show yourself moving into a location and reveal the location around you. And then if you combine that with a shot like Circle, Circle is really useful to show your subject in a location, to show what's around your subject in the location, and to really reveal more information in the way the story that you want to tell the story. You can even move a little bit while in Circle mode to have it track you a little bit, but the drone will generally stay centered around whatever coordinate you started at. However, combining movement into or out of that Circle location can provide you with some extra interesting shots because the drone will keep you in the frame while circling that original location. It gives you just a little something different. Of course, another option is to just manually control it while you're walking. It takes a little bit of practice and you need to make sure that you're walking in kind of a clear area, but as a bonus tip, you can get some great shots while controlling the drone at the same time as walking around an area that's relatively clear of obstacles. Remember that when you're using Circle mode or any of these other modes, vary the height that you use and vary the distance that you use, because when you vary the distance and the height, or any one of those things, it will make the shot look different, and that means you can use the same shot or similar shots multiple times because you have multiple versions of that same shot. Also, the closer you are to your subject, the more parallax effect there is, which means when you're circling around something, you see the foreground and the background really moving rapidly. The closer you are to your subject, the faster that background is going to move, which is going to add a lot more interest and excitement to your shot. And then we come to Helix. Helix is a very nice shot. It's a very unusual shot. I don't use it that much. Mostly what I use is Drone and Circle, but Helix is a nice shot if you're wanting to add just a little bit something different. You've got some interesting topography or something interesting around you, then Helix is a great shot to use. But the nice thing is when you use each one of these different shots and you mix them together, it gives you a lot of options for things that you can then edit together later in post and get something really usable. The other quick shot we have available on the Mini 2 is Rocket. I don't use Rocket hardly ever, but it is nice to have the option of just a different viewpoint, a different perspective. So what I recommend is when you're going out and you're shooting something in a location like this or someplace where you're going to be for a bit and you want a lot of different options, then shoot one of each one of the different quick shots with the Mini 2. And that way you have a lot of different options when it comes to editing on different things you can put in. And editing with drone footage makes great ways to cut between edit points if you're talking to a camera or something like that. So to access the quick shot modes, you have to take the drone off. You have to be hovering in the air a little ways away with good GPS signal, and then you want to tap on the 4K screen here, and then you can access quick shots. And you can see Drone, Rocket, Circle, and Helix are the 4 quick shots that DJI has given us in the Mini 2. Now with each one of these, except for Circle, you can also decide how high and how far away you want the drone to go. So you can select up to 390 feet, 90 feet. Rocket, you can do 90 to 250 feet. Circle doesn't have that, but you can select your direction on Circle and Helix if you want it to go left or right. And then on Helix, you can also decide how high up or how close you want it to be. I generally like about 200 feet. That gives you plenty of footage to work with and plenty of time because you're not going to use the full 40, 30 seconds, however long it takes to complete that quick shot anyway. As a bonus tip, wearing something with bright colors really helps you stand out against a dark background like what I'm in here. If you're not walking and being in places like this and you stand out fine already, then no big deal. But if you are going to be in a place like this, then wearing something with bright colors really helps people find you quickly in the frame and then get a good idea of what the scale is, what the size is of the stuff around you. Especially when it comes to shots like droney, do it to a lot of different directions, especially if you have really nice scenery one direction, really nice scenery another direction. Do one each direction because you want to get a lot of variety in shots that you can use when you come to edit. It helps keep people's interest when you have a lot of different things to show them, a lot of different scenery, a lot of different angles to show them. So doing more is always better. All right, you've shot everything and now it's time to edit. So let's talk about how we can edit all these shots together to make something that's really gonna grab people's attention, keep their interest, and show off what you were doing or the location you were filming in. When it comes to editing, you don't want to just put the entire shot together. You can use the app to auto edit some of these and it usually does a pretty good job, but what you really want to do is take the best, the most interesting parts of each one of your clips and put them together. So you can use the best part of the circle, the best part of the droney, the best part of the helix, put them together to really showcase the location or showcase what you were doing in that location. And the way to do that is pretty simple. Scrub through the footage until you find the spots where, like in the case of the circle, it reveals the background behind you. Or use the droney first to reveal yourself in that location, and then use the circle to show that really strong parallax effect and give people an idea of what it is like to stand in that location. Helix is another one to cut to when you've got kind of a droney and then a close shot of circle, and then you can do the helix where it's a little further away and shows a lot of the location, a lot of stuff around you. One way to keep people's interest is edit a clip that has a lot of distance or a really wide framing to show the location and you in that location, then put a clip that is a really close framed location. Something like either the drone just static hovering in a location to show you walking around in that space, or use the circle that has the really strong parallax effect and edit those together and then cut to another really wide shot that shows a lot further off, or a different version of the circle or something. What you want to do is keep those clips between 3 to 7 seconds long to really keep people's interest, but also be continually revealing new information to the people who are watching your videos, because that will keep their interest and also tell a story that people really want to watch as they watch you or watch whatever you're filming using this really sweet little drone in a location or in a space, and showing them what you're doing in that space. Now with any of these shots, because the Mini 2 doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, you want to make sure and kind of pre-plan your shots, pre-plan and figure out where the drone is going to be flying so that you don't run into trees or anything like that, because you know, if you do, it's going to crash and that might cut your drone adventure short. But if you pre-plan your shots in locations that you can use it, then you can get a lot more shots than you would think of, even without any sort of obstacle avoidance. If you want to film yourself walking through a space like I did earlier with the trees, this shot here, if you just figure out the flight path that you want to fly, line the drone up, and then just fly that flight path, a tip is use it in the C mode, the cinematic mode, because that slows everything down, makes the drone a little more stable and a little more locked in, and it gives you a little more chance to get good smooth footage even though you're walking while flying the drone. If you want to improve your drone videos, I put together a playlist right here. You can click or tap there. I'll see you in one of those videos. You can join my live stream Wednesday nights, 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern if you have questions. I will see you again soon in the next video.